Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the billowing wave stitch, and it's this stitch right here, and you can see these waves just sort of float on the top of the work here. Here, close up more of what the waves look like from different angles. Just a wave-like action just floating on the top here. Okay, so how we do that is it's a combination of two stitches. It's a combination of the purl stitch combined with my linky square. But the linky square is done slightly different to get the wave effect. So we do one row of purl, one way of the modified linky square to get the wave effect. So we're just going to finish our row of purl here. So we take the working yarns, insert it down into the peg and scoop up a loop, put it over the peg and tighten. And we're going to keep it fairly loose. The looser we can keep this, the nicer our wave is going to be. So we're going to go over and just tighten a bit, and then we're going to remember how to wrap around this peg. I want the working yarn in the back when I turn from the purl to be able to do the work. So just knit over loosely. There we go. And then we're going to start doing the modified linky square. So we're at peg 1 where the working yarn's coming out of. We wrap behind 2 and 3, in front of 2 and 3, and in the normal linky squares you just knit off this one and then this one. But we're going to knit off the third one first, and in the regular linky squares it wouldn't matter much which one you knit off first. It doesn't change the look very much, but we're modifying it. So we're going to take this, pull this yarn so it comes out, and just put it over. And it comes out nice if you've kept your purl loose. And then you're going to have this big loop right here laying on the side. And you're just going to slightly put this over because you don't want to take too much away from this loop. And you're going to go, you're at peg 1, you're going to go behind 2 and behind 3, wrap in front, pull the working yarn out, and just let it lie here. And then just flip, bring it over. And by now you've tightened the one that you had before, so it's exactly the same as the one before it, and that's what we were looking for. So we're at peg 1, we're going to go behind 2 and 3, wrap them over, pull this one out, just flip it over, and then just put this one over gently. We're at peg 1, going behind 2 and 3, pulling this, letting it go over, and doing this. And that's all there is to it, a row of purl and a row of this modification to get that wave effect. Pulling it over and putting it over. Behind, pulling it up, over, putting it over. Behind, pulling it up and over, and just slipping it over. Behind, pulling it up and over, and slipping it over. We're at peg 1, behind 2 and 3, and pulling it up, and then slipping this one over. Okay, and then we're just going to go to the end of the row, and I'm going to show you what you do with the last peg over there. For a flat panel, if you're going in the round, you just go around and around and around, and but in a flat panel, you're going to end up, once you've done this, with a peg that only has one stitch and you've already pulled it up loose. So what you're going to do is just wrap behind that peg and do the tighter stitch, and then you're at your corner. So you do the corner. I do the corner like this. So the working yarn's in front, and it makes pretty much the same side treatment as over here. And then knit that off, and then you just begin your purl row, and the working yarn is right here where you need it. Okay, and I'm going to do a separate project for this scarf, but we'll just take a look at what it looks like. And here you go, there's your sides. Got this nice little braided look on both sides, but we're not worrying about that, just showing the stitch anyway. But there again, there's your wave stitch with the waves just floating in front of the work. Lots of texture, really, really nice stitch. Now here's one of the really nice things about this stitch. The reverse looks really nice. And there you go. It looks like a bunch of braids going down in a kind of a rib effect. So you've got a really beautiful reversible fabric with the braids, with all the texture on this side. And on this side, you've got the wave texture. I think this is one of the nicest stitches I've ever created. I can just think of so many uses for it. And the yarn I used here was Caron Cake Tea Cake with a 3/4 inch gauge. I've also used Charisma and got the same effect. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the stitch and you have lots of fun with it. And until next time, we'll see you.